Good morning, everybody. What's going on, Devro sports fans, Edge of Philly sports fans? What's going on? It is the PM and the AM show with me, my right hand man, Mikey Lara. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, Pat? Good morning.
And good morning to you, Big Al. What's going on?
Hey, fellas.
Oh, well, someone's up to a kinky start, and I know it ain't me. But anyway, let's get down to the brass dollars again. And I know it's not everyone's favorite subject in the world to talk about this hockey team, but you know what? I after watching Friday's game, I looked at I'm looking at a head coach who looks like he's regretting taking this job. He looks like he's regretting taking the job. I feel bad for the guy. It's almost the Brett Brown effect when there's you go in your kitchen, there's nothing to eat, nothing to use to make anything with. You're a thrift store for the rest of the NHL. You have nothing to work with. There's not really a solid NHL player on this team anywhere. And you look at it offensively, defensively. The guys called out the offense. He said this is a struggling team. We can't generate nothing on offense. We need to get away from this homestand. They need to get away from the Wells Fargo Center because it's a poison apple for them to hang around. So maybe this road trip was going to do them in, and they go into Vegas thinking they're going to generate, which they played a little bit better of a game. If you want to give them that, you want to give them A for effort for two solid periods of hockey. But of course, in the third period, where they fell short. I mean, if I could go to my notes here, Kevin Hayes makes one bad turnover, um, and it led to the kid getting a breakaway and Carhartt's all alone, and Carhart in overtime is horrendous. And let's call it what it is. Carhart in overtime sucks. When it comes to breakaway.
What was the last good goalie in overtime for the Philadelphia Flyers?
Yeah, I was just about to say
No,
that.
I know, but I guess
I'm just saying, like that. It has always
It's been.
as far as I can remember. I feel like, and I'm going to be 40 next month. So as far as I can remember, which is like probably like 25, 30 years, I have not remember any time that the Flyers. I don't care if they're the best team in the league or the worst team in the league, where I felt comfortable going into
To an overtime.
and or a shootout. I mean, especially a shootout.
Flyers never win shootouts.
No.
And Pat, listen,
Go ahead, Mike.
like, I hear what you're saying, and I know for us Flyers fans, for us guys who watch these games and follow this team, it is very frustrating to watch. But the way I look at it, we got to. I'm calling it. We got to blow for Bedard.
Yeah.
That's my new slogan. Like, we got to do that.
And I
You
hear
found the right man to do that, apparently.
Exactly. I figured if I would put that in, Pat would jump
Yeah.
on that.
Oh, I'm jumping.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Not even halfway through my coffee,
Well,
people.
and
Not
I'm
even
gonna-
halfway
Not
through the
even a
coffee.
sip into the coffee.
Yeah.
Not even a sip, and we're already
And,
done.
I'm gonna go a little further with it. I don't feel bad.
Earthy?
I don't feel bad at all for Torts or anybody.
No, he's
He
getting
knew
paid.
what he was coming into. It's not like this roster, like half the people walked out the door the day
But,
he came in.
Al, you said you said it best 2 weeks ago. The tease of a hot open, you know what I mean, was really look who it is, my man Ryan Schmitty. You can check him out on the Sambu podcast every Thursday. Now, what's going on, Schmitty? I'll beat it. No, that's my
No.
man. What do you say?
I agree with him. He's talking.
They're tanking.
They're
doing-
tanking,
Yeah,
and you know what?
that's my
It's
main.
it's definitely evident now. And you know what? Schmitty's right.
Yeah, and listen, and
Why do you
right.
think? Why do you think he brought? Did you hear in his press conference? He said, Tortorella said it. He said, "Listen, I may not be here when the job is finished." So he already knows he's in a Brett Brown situation for this.
Well,
rebuild.
the difference between Brett Brown is Brett Brown thought he was going to bring him to the promised land.
Right.
Like he thought he had to put up with a lot of BS to get there, but once he got there, he'd be able to drive that bus home.
No, he was just bringing it up to get detailed.
He obviously he doesn't watch sports at all because that just never happens that way.
Is he back? Ain't he back with
I
San
think
Antonio?
he's assistant coaching.
He's
over
back.
there.
He's back with San Antonio.
yeah,
Because
and-
he coached
yeah, but
team some
Australia.
or something like that. Yeah.
So I'm listening to you guys, and I'm listening to Smitty, I'm listening to Chris. He knew what he's getting into, but like you said, you want to tank. But the problem with this, though, unlike the NBA draft, lottery, you could be the worst team in the league and get the 15th pick. Like these ping pong balls are horrendous. You could be unless
No, it's
yeah.
no. It's only from certain. I think it's from like 8th down.
No, because you got to remember how we got Nolan Patrick. We were literally the 14th overall pick, and we wound up getting that.
Yeah,
two
but
slot.
they changed it.
Yeah,
after
they
that.
changed it since
They
then.
changed it since then. Yeah, it's like
So
it's like
it's
you
like
can
more like
they're like yeah.
NBA.
If you're the worst team in the league, I think you can the furthest you can drop down is like 6. But I don't care, dude. 6th best player in the world. Stop thinking about it. I know Bedard's a great, he's a generational talent, but there's also other talents out there besides him. And you know what? The Flyers. When was the last time the Flyers had somebody that was a generational talent?
Right. And it's terrible. Right. Like when did
So it's
like
third. You get it's the first to third, worst to the third worst team is the ping pong balls, pretty
Yeah.
much for the most part.
Yeah, I knew they switched it because I think the
I had to
Flyers
pull
were.
it up.
Yeah, the Flyers were the last year because I think a few teams were kind of bitching about that. They're like, "Yo, they were at 13 and they got the number 2."
Mhm.
But I mean, I'm really kind of getting off the Chuck Fletcher thing now because I think he's in the same boat as Tortorella. Stop and look. I think it's above him.
Well, listen. I think it started before him.
Right.
He came into a mess. And I don't think he's just done a good job cleaning it up at all.
No. And I think he's probably at his wits' end because, like, I know we kill Fletcher here too, but go back and take a look at the team that he kind of orchestrated in Minnesota. Dude, like that team went from an expansion roster to a predominant playoff roster under Fletcher. So obviously the guy does know what he's doing. I just don't think he has the capability of getting out of the mess that really Ron Hextall created. And you're starting to see that now with the Penguins.
Yeah, and it's like yeah and no because I got him somewhat accountability. I mean, look, this is gonna be the second year in a row, and this team's already at the bottom of the barrel. Second year.
But Pat, we knew this going in. Like you're acting so shocked that they're at the bottom of the barrel.
He got teased. It's what it is.
Yes,
Pat, you fell for it.
Yes,
that doesn't make you a bad person.
Right,
Just,
I want a picture of my night at Woody's. The YMCA music comes on, the cop comes on, then, and the pit, and they said there's no pants are coming off. And now
Mike's going to start spiking that coffee if this keeps up. No, but I mean, Pat, you and a lot of people,
listen, everybody was happy with that.
And do you want what else was happening at the same time? What makes that magical feeling felt a little bit more magical is the Phillies
were in the World Series,
and the Eagles were undefeated. I mean, you felt like
dude. He had visions in 1980 in his head, and he wasn't even born.
I had other visions.
So I mean, listen, the Flyers are what they are, and you know what? I love the fact that they're stinking, dude. Because you know what? I just got an awesome looking Flyers hat for about $15, dude, on Fans Edge.
Yeah.
Well,
I want them to stink.
All kidding aside, I mean, it's like I said this previous weeks. It's just like you said, the playmaker. I go from walking into my life of a Lindros to walking into what I mean, and Drew
it's cycles though, man. It's cycles. It happens. It happens to every team, dude. The Rangers didn't win a Stanley Cup for 40 years, bro. 4 decades.
But here, the problem. I see
we're there,
and I see
we're there now, dude. This year, I think. Didn't you bring it up? Like the last ring of the Stanley Cup's coming off. Like
that was Matty B. Yeah,
Matty B. Yeah, the last batter. They are at it right
They're about
now.
to be removed.
They're about to be removed
from
from Lord Stanley's Cup.
But you know what, Mike? You know what the problem is? Look at the Devils figured it out.
Okay, but look how long they were horrible. Pat, this is what I'm saying, dude. No, there is no overnight fix for this.
You're looking at it from an outside looking in. You're in the Flyers. You're not in the Devils. You're not in any Rangers or any other teams. You're outside looking in. Everything seems quicker and easier. It seemed like it was just smoother. I guarantee if you sat and talked, actually a friend of mine who is lives in New York, who is a Rangers fan. I was just talking to him for about like an hour on Friday, and dude,
I talked to Rangers fans. I talked to Islanders fans. Yeah, look at the Islanders. Look how long they sucked for.
Yeah, but again,
there is no but, dude. They sucked for years,
I'm going
man.
back to the Devils, though. The Devils are running this,
it's about time, dude. Look how long they were bad.
But I'm just saying they figured it out. We haven't figured this out since Lindros.
But dude,
is it the scouts and our
No, it's the upper management. Like, what are you not understanding, dude? This is upper management.
Well, it's clear as day. What I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm not, like Devils fans and everyone else is slapping their pickles against their bedposts, and I'm not.
Well, the Devils were good in 2003 the last time, and that's been it since then.
That's 20 years, bro. Yeah. 20 years. Like
that's the last time they won anything. Yeah.
That's the last time they won anything, and it's the last time they've been relevant.
See, the problem is the Devils were a decent team in the mid to late 90s and early 2000s. So they won 3 cups in that matter of time. Right, so yeah, you feel special about it. I mean, I remember when the Red Wings were
dominant.
Yeah.
Here, I'm pulling it up now.
Dude,
Like
look how well that's a team.
97,
Oh,
98, 2008. That was in that 10 years. There was 3 Stanley Cups. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's
Actually they went to 4 because they played the
Well, I'm saying winning.
they played the Penguins back to back.
And then listen, we always our hated rivals, the Penguins, are always
Dude, they
usually
got like
the
5
conversation.
cups now, don't they?
Well, they had one in 2017, 2016, and 2009. So
There's 3, and then they had 2 in the early 90s.
In the previous decade.
Yeah,
They had 3 in the previous decade, but
They
they
had
got 5
back to
total.
back, and that was in the
90s.
91, 92.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, Crosby's.
But here's the thing, like, somewhere down the line, somebody's going to have to learn to start doing something. But until then, dude, listen, this is what the Flyers are, man. This is what they are, and it's a sad state. But when they're going to start changing? When they send out those season ticket forms and the people start sending it back, going, no, until you give me a product I want to go watch, I'm not going to go.
You're going to pay me to go.
Yeah, but that's the problem. There's too many sheep here.
No.
If you really look at it, there's no really hockey fans in Philadelphia.
I
Stop
beg to
that.
differ on that.
Stop. No. Now you're insanity.
I'm telling you.
Dude, were you ever on a Flyers fan club bus trip? I have been.
Yeah, and
You're nuts, bro.
No, all they know is fighting. They clap their hands if they give a good effort. No, they're religious sheep. They're sheep in this town.
Listen,
my God.
Hi, Jamie. Good morning.
Listen.
Oh, hi, love. She's at work.
Oh, yes, I know.
No, he's nuts. And you done bumped your head way too many times now to sit there and say that they're sheep.
I don't know,
dude.
Ryan. I don't know, brother.
Their season tickets right now are down like almost 40%.
He says a turnout could quickly happen.
It can. Dude, you got to get rid of the trash that's here.
Let's go back. Let's get back to our topic at hand. Yeah, there's too many sheep. There's
not too many sheep. You are bumping your head, dude.
Were you the sheep that fell for it?
Yes.
I mean,
Bah.
I'm not being like. Listen.
Yeah, right.
Teams are listen. We talk about being fair weather fans all the time. So yeah, you're going to try to cheer your team on even when they're doing bad. There's a balance to it, and you shouldn't be mad at the team. I mean, unless this team is purposely not putting the effort forward. I just think this team. You felt bad for Torts, right? Poor Torts came in and he had a terrible lineup here in front of him. Well, why don't you feel bad for the players on the ice who have to play with those AHL players? Those guys have to deal with it more than Torts does. They're the ones who, because some guy screws up his job, is picking his teeth off the ice.
Well, right. Well, here goes my man Joe Sullivan, the man of the Monday nights. Catch him 6 p.m. right here on the Edge of Philly Sports Network. He goes, Adele's got a higher draft pick.
Yes.
And then the Flyers have
pretty much what he's saying is they have been trying to go past the rebuild. They've always tried to just
retool.
They're retooling.
That was always been
they thought
thing.
they were a couple spots away. They could fill it in with some spackle and it would hold, and it has not hold.
So again, I see Torts looks like the pinata. He's catching the beat from every kid possible in the media. That's what he is. He is the pinata.
He's the coach. He's the coach, dude. He's being paid to take.
Listen, when you're a coach, when Sirianni right now, he gets stroked. He gets to have his kids at his post games.
Well, how about last year when he was 2-5 and we were making fun of him and we wanted him out of town?
People want him fired.
And the flower comment, guess what?
By the way, it's like 20-4 or something. So whatever it is.
Since then, I know.
Whatever,
so
like
guess what? But no. Take a look.
Yeah.
That is a great analogy that Al just brought up. Right. Look at what happened with Sirianni. And right away, you fall for it without looking at the big overall picture. Okay, you are sitting there, and I'll tell you what, to call the Flyers fans sheep, dude, that's asinine. They're the most loyal fans in the
sheep.
Bull.
They are sheep.
Listen, no, they're not sheep. Did you ever see listen? Flyers fans will sit there. And if their team stinks, they will boo their team off the ice.
Flyers fans is almost like an exclusive club. Like,
yes.
If like for instance, if a guy who was not an Eagles fan came up to you and said, "Guys, guess what?" Puts on a jersey, goes, "I'm an Eagles fan now." We'd be like, "Cool, welcome to the crew. Welcome to the group." If a person there with a Flyers jersey, they'd be like, "No. You have to go through initiation."
Where did you come from?
Yeah, you need to go through initiation.
But this, no. I'm sorry. I'm calling you on the carpet with that. You're being pulled on the carpet. You're getting rug burns on the knees. That's right. I'm going there. And
hey, won't be my first rodeo. Pal.
Exactly. That's why they call you Bronco Buster. But anyway, you're calling them sheep. No, that's bull, dude. Win, lose, whatever. even crappy teams, the Flyers have sold out. That building's been a sellout for more than a decade, and we've had some pretty crappy teams in this town. So for you to call them sheep, that's bull, Pat. They are loyal. A sheep is what you're doing. You get in when they get high, and then when they start taking a few bumps in the road and they start going down right away, you're out there with the clippers shaving the wool because you got to get a shave going.
Mike,
You're more of a sheep than the Flyers fans
I'm
are.
a realist.
No, yeah, you're a real sheep.
No.
No.
I call it when there's bad product on the ice, and this is
So do Flyers fans, dude. Like you act like
they go there.
do you not hear the booze on TV?
All right, hold on. How many years have the Phillies been big? Do people show up to Citizens Bank Park? Yeah.
No,
Yes.
they don't have sellouts, but they sell up.
I see a lot of empty seats.
Have you been to the Wells Fargo? It is. There's a plenty of empty seats.
They were tarping off the top of the Wells Fargo Center during a Flyers game. When have you ever heard that?
They're smart Eagle fans. They're smart Sixer fans. They're smart Philly fans.
And then there's you.
Well, I'm not so smart, but then there's Flyer fans.
You're selling it. But hey, go at it.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I think Flyers fans are as crazy and
They're just
understanding
as Eagles fans.
I think the difference is this is a club of exclusivity. Either you're born into it or you got to earn your stripes. You know, like
why
that's
can't you open your eyes to it? You got to open
your eyes. No. You fall for things too quick, Mac. Look how quick the birds are feathers.
Yeah.
See, when he goes to the men's room, he falls in love all the time.
You're going to start now?
I'm sorry.
I'm going to need to down this.
Yeah, well, listen. And I will give Smitty. He before we get down that avenue, Smitty's been calling the
Jalen Hurts pick.
Jalen Hurts pick. He's been right on that.
Me and him. I think me and him have been right on that.
Yeah.
Like you were trashing Hurts last year, and I told you last year that Hurts was going to get better. And
I know that was Chucky. Okay, there's a difference between my brother. I have a slightly higher IQ than Chucky.
He said you flip more than a light switch. Yeah, what is?
No.
Listen, he's so loyal. He's wearing his Flyers sweatshirt for those.
Yes, and he's calling them sheep. This is great. You're calling Flyers fans sheep, but there you are sitting there with a Flyers jersey on. So your new name is Billy Bah.
Listen,
no, you're not going to go on and keep going on with this. That they're sheep, dude. They're loyal fans. They sell out the building. Okay, and guess what? Their voice is being heard. You heard Tortorella sit there and say, "Hey, man, we got to fill the building." If they were sheep, Pat, he would say, "We have a packed house and we're not playing good hockey." So that tells you right there the building's not filled.
How many times have you heard a Flyers fan go, "Well, they're trying their best"?
Yeah.
This isn't the West Coast. This isn't some team like Nashville that just throws a team in a city and they think they're going to be good. This is Philadelphia. They are not happy. They may go and support their team. Let me tell you something. Probably cheap and easy to go to right now. So if you don't have a lot of money and you want to take your kids to a game,
it's probably cheaper to go to a Flyers game than it is an Eagles game.
Oh, hell yeah. That's always been that way.
I'm glad we're getting this discussion here. And I brought this up and I keep bringing it up. We consider Flyers be a 4-for-4 town. Have you guys, and I've already done this, and I know a couple other people have done it. They have substituted the Union for the Flyers. Right?
Listen, they're substituting the people who are doing that. The people who are doing that are people who like soccer, which I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care if you like soccer. That's fine. It's not my cup of tea. You know, it's yours. Yeah. You like it. Gus likes it. Austin likes it. You know, and I don't knock you guys for that. But to sit there and say that it took the place of hockey, you're out your damn mind.
No,
you're out your damn mind.
Winning and losing, there's a difference.
You're out your damn mind.
I want to bring up Wayne here, and I'll tell you why. Wayne's an old school guy. I can tell he talks about the Broad Street Bullies. He's talking about Lindros. I mean, I moved to Colorado, paid big money for a ticket in the corner of the glass where the visiting team enters the ice. Wasn't an arm's length of Lindros and all the guys. And my point is, Wayne proves my point. For a long time, I wouldn't say sheep, but Flyers fans lived off that Broad Street bully.
Yeah.
And guys like Wayne, who I'm guessing was around for that, can do that. Just like if
you were living around, you grew up during the Lindros era.
Yes.
Okay, I was a little before that. I was around, the Tim Kerr, Dave Poulin.
The 80s time. The Flyers were awesome in the early to mid 80s. I mean,
they were. They went to the Cup twice.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, man.
Goddamn Calgary Flames.
What's that about?
No, Calgary Flames.
Wasn't it the Flames that knocked them out?
No.
Oh, Edmonton.
Yeah, they lost Edmonton twice. They lost
85,
and then they played them. 87 one was a better series. 85 one was over in like 5 games. But
Forgive me.
But no, here's the thing. Now you watched the game the other night, right?
Correct.
Did you see all the Flyers jerseys that was in the stands? Was in there?
I see more black empty seats.
Did you see all the Flyers fans that were in the stands there in Vegas Friday night? Now this is a god awful hockey team, and I'm going to tell you this right now. I know of 3 people who I know who live in Vegas who attended that game who are Flyers fans.
Yes, I know some.
So again, here you go, Pat. You're calling people sheep. There's people that took a road trip. There's people that went on Philly sports trips and did the trip out to Vegas.
Well, they're crazy for spending that
Why?
money. Huh?
Why? Because they love their team.
I
They're
do
not
that,
cheap.
And also, let's be honest, they're going to Vegas.
They're going to
That
Vegas.
was just an icing on the top right
If they
there.
were going to Mickey Mouse Land, like Anaheim, I could see them.
Sean has a question. What's up, guys? Is it delusional Pat or two-faced Pat asking for a friend?
You keep
both,
and that's my man Sean Kelleran. You catch him on the nights, but I'm not worried about the VP of the Blue Oyster has to say. All right, Sean Kelleran's that. He's the VP of the Blue Oyster. Anyway,
there were tons of Flyers fans in attendance when the Avs won their cups.
Yeah, that's true. My buddy Dave lived out there at that time and actually went there, and he said there was a ton of Flyers fans out there. But that's
it goes back to my point. Most Flyer fans here they have the nerve to talk about Cowboy fans in the city. Look, when the bad teams are bad, they don't talk about it. When they play good, they're right on board.
Dude, are you not listening to the radio? They are flipping out here about why the Flyers.
They don't discuss them.
Well, he means, all right,
God.
listen to podcast. Listen, I listen to plenty of
Yeah, I told you your new name is Bah.
I listen to plenty of Flyers podcasts and different things. Nobody's happy. And I'm telling you,
Bare Knuckles one is the best one.
I honestly think that there has been a lot of people who've lived off that back-to-back run, and a lot of older guys especially but even them now, I think I finally said that is enough. Like you said, we're about to lose our spot on the cup. It has been long enough. We need to move on, and we need something now. But it's not going to happen today. It's probably not going to happen tomorrow. So Pat, if you like, I don't know. I think you should just start watching Flyers hockey for a year or two and come back.
Dude,
for your health.
What did I say 2 weeks ago? What did I say 2 weeks ago? I told you 2 weeks ago. Stop watching this team. I know we got to look at it, but you know what? Look, watch the YouTube videos.
I watched the replays too. Like, listen, I'll be honest with you. I have not sat down and watched the entire game from beginning to end.
I can't help it. I'm addicted to the orange and black. I'm like a mosquito on their butt. You know what I'm saying? I'll suck it.
Anthony says Pat's a Devils fan.
Come on, Anthony. No, I'm a realist, and you're a sheep, pal.
No, I gotta say that.
No,
Paul Spencer, Paul and Bob patio talk.
Yeah, Paul, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's gonna be Baja. I'm telling you, that's his new name for the show today.
That's another realist. At least we're realist kind of guys.
You're about as real as a $3 bill.
Yeah, and guess what? If the Flyers go on like a 10-game losing streak 2 weeks from now,
he'll come in with his nipples pinched orange and black.
Yeah, he'll be talking Stanley Cup.
Come on, man. But while they're on a 10-game losing streak, guys like myself will go down and buy a couple beers. Might go down if he gets a sandwich out the deal.
See, Pat. Here's the thing: is I braced myself before this season started,
right?
And I knew they were going to suck. I saw that they were doing good. I'm like, hold on. Let's see what happens. It didn't happen. I mean, everybody, listen, it's funny. Like, the Eagles are 11-1 right now. Seem like the most dominant team in the NFL. Paul, I know you're listening. Don't argue with me about the whole Dallas getting a better percentage to win the Super Bowl. That's a bunch of BS. I'm going to tell you right now that when the team is dominant, it's easy to love and easy to move forward. This team is far, far from dominance.
Right.
I mean, it's not even far from contending.
Dude, they are.
Yeah.
What's the best word? The Flyers are the NHL's punching bag, dude.
If this was like soccer, like Premier League soccer, they would probably been demoted to a league below.
So here goes the thing. But maybe look, and I heard Tortorella say this. He said the West Coast trip. He said we've been playing against tough teams. They're going to go in to face a Coyotes team tonight. Listen, this is the first time in a while.
I hope they lose that one.
That all 3 out of 4 teams are going to be on.
Schmitty said dumpster fire.
They are.
Schmitty, you talking about the show, or you're talking about Pat?
Yeah. But Schmitty, my question to you is: did you not smell that dumpster fire before the first puck dropped in the beginning of the season?
Probably, just like most
Pat was smelling roses because they had a couple, they started off.
I've seen the oil inside of it. I've seen
Bull.
the gasoline
No,
inside
no,
the funnel.
No.
you were drinking orange
didn't-
This
Kool-Aid.
is what happened.
We
This
drank
is-
the orange
I'm
Kool-Aid.
going to tell you.
We're gonna go
exactly
back and watch the. I
Yeah.
swear, I wish we could bring it up because this dude had. He had
Yeah,
so much
nipples,
tang.
yeah.
He had so much tang, dude. He had an orange mustache going across. Okay, my man was overdosing on tang. All right.
Well, listen, like I said, they're going to go against this 8-13 Coyotes team. Actually, one of their best players is Ghost, and
Yeah, and watch Ghost get a hat trick, and I hope he does.
and, can they turn it around a little bit? A little, maybe if they beat. However, this Coyotes team, you see what they did on Friday?
No.
They beat this Bruins team. They beat a Bruins, a hot team.
So Bruins aren't going to go
Dude,
undefeated.
listen, they're not going to go undefeated. The
No,
Bruins
but
are going
I
to
mean,
lose a game.
I saw
But I'll tell you what, yo,
They
come
fell
talk.
some quicksand out
Dude,
there.
yeah, come talk to me in May, dude. When the Bruins.
This
are
is what
hoisting that
happened.
cup.
I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to give you guys the scenario. I think this is what happened. Pat got a call from the Flyers one night, and I asked him to go out on a date.
Yes.
He said, "Meet me at the restaurant. We'll be there around 8:30."
Yes.
Pat's sitting there at 7:30 and
Yes.
waiting
Eating his
and
second course
waiting,
meal.
watching that candle just melt further and further down. It's 10 o'clock, and they're still not there. The Flyers haven't showed up yet. And Pat had to walk home in the rain with his head down, crying.
Shriveled.
And he is still mad because they haven't texted him yet.
Yes.
They haven't called him yet.
Like I
And
said,
I'm sitting there, going like this to the land, on and on.
dude, I'm sitting there like I really don't know what you expect more out of this team.
I'm not saying that, but
Dude, they got AHL players with guys that are not performing up to what they need to perform up to. Konechny's not performing. Okay, Kevin Hayes ain't performing. Okay, JVR, is he there? I don't even know. Has he even suited up?
Like, did you see that goal the other night? Like, lots hits that
I love the fact that Lawton's got Ric Flair though.
Yeah, Flyers are like
Sponsored.
Right. I mean, look, that's what they are. Once in a while, I get a nut. So.
Oh, yo, can I give a shout out, man? St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah.
Man, they won state championship. You got to give them their shout outs.
They buy it.
Yeah,
Throwing it up there.
They do have bigger Flyers. Paul's right. They do.
Sorry, Paul. It's a hurricane. I'm never going to let it slide.
Oh, my God. You Catholic League guys, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
it's funny that we're talking like this because I was going to tell you to bring this up. I'm glad he's saying hello, Dave Yarnell. Good morning.
Morning, Dave.
Good morning, Dave.
So for those who are fans of the network and got to watch yesterday's show, and I was messaging in with yesterday's morning show with Patterson at Fanatics. Dave
took the Giants to beat the Eagles today.
Dave.
Shocker.
Listen,
That's my boy, Ben Pale. What's up, Benny?
I feel bad for
Dave.
Yes.
So yesterday, those who didn't, and I'm not to change gears too much, but like talk about a delusional fan. That's a delusional fan right there.
I love Dave.
I love Dave too. I love Dave,
too.
and I love the fact that Dave loves his team and thinks his team's the best. Just like when you're a kid,
Well, he's a Debbie Downer on all Philly.
He finger paints a great picture. It's not great, we know that, but it's your kid, so you love it, right? So Dave's the same way with the Cowboys right now. They're finger painting their way through the NFL, and he's in love with the Cowboys. But guess what? They aren't the best finger paint out there right now. No matter what you say, because here's my thing with this whole situation is that, and not just Dave, you're one of the many, it's the national media and beyond. They feel that this team is like we're looking up at the Cowboys. Last time I checked, we're in the driver's seat. Am I wrong?
Listen, I let him keep talking. Brandon Graham was on WIP this week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He had the best line. And when they talked about
finger paints, not
when they were talking about the Cowboys, they were talking about the Cowboys having this higher percentage and the Bills in Kansas City. And Brandon Graham just turned right around. He was like, hey, he said, well, we can tell the rest of the NFL, we still have them dog masks. And that's all he said. He goes, we still have them dog masks. The guys who were here, we still have them. He goes, it's not a thing for us to get some dog masks. He goes, and the last time we got that mentality, he goes, it didn't work out real good for the rest of the NFL.
So I want to say, first of all, thank you, Austin, for checking in. You catch Austin every Thursday night on Attack and Third, talking some soccer, some soccer. So anyway, listen.
I love Ben. Ben, I love you to death. Ben, I love you to death. I used to work with Ben. He's a diehard Cowboys fan. And me and him go back and forth. But he's knowledgeable. But he's also a St. Louis Cardinals fan. So Ben, guess what? My Phil's still still eliminated your Cardinals. I love you.
And
man.
the Cowboys will just do that to themselves. But my point is, when a team's in front, we're the ones in the driver's seat. Like that's my point. Like I don't understand this blind love. Like because like Paul said earlier, when my team's not doing well, I will admit it. I will admit when my team sucks. But why is it hard to admit your team's not the best? There's a difference. There's a difference in saying, okay, maybe we're number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. It's a lot easier when your team is just shit in the bed and you can't get past it to tell you, hey, this team sucks. Like right now, the Flyers suck, dude.
Yeah.
They're a bad team.
Yes.
I love my Flyers, but they are a
Yes,
bad
I hate
team.
this team.
Quiet.
But if the Flyers were like the 3rd or 4th team in the league, I'm not going to sit here and tell you they're the best.
No.
But I'm going to know that they could put up a fight with the best.
And I gotta be honest, and like I'm a guy that when I watch the overall league. I watching Tank Thomas from Buffalo, an upcoming rising superstar of the NHL. I'm watching, I look at you and I both agree. We look at this Boston Bruins team, all 4 lines are clicking, and we're only dreaming like.
And here's the thing, like they had a chance to go get Bergeron, dude. Like I would have loved to have Pierre Bergeron on this team. I've been wanting him forever, but the Flyers will definitely.
Listen, I want, but before we go any further, because my head, you guys got my blood pressure up, but man, go to Dylan's Bars here, November to remember, East Sellers Avenue here, right here.
December. We're in December, brother.
Oh, I'm sorry. Look,
December to remember.
December to remember. Listen, go there. It's always a good time. You never know who's going to show up. There's always some kind of superstar, Philly star showing up here. Good luck. $8 for a cheesesteak, wings, man. Go there, hang out. It's a good time. Go there today for an Eagles game. You cannot beat it.
I want to go there on the.
And don't forget the
16th.
16th. This is something that they do annually. Pat, you would love this. This is the Christmas Tabernacle Choir with Jay Whaley, and they do Dirty Christmas Carols. Dude, it is packed and it is hilarious.
Oh, is it?
You would go nuts for it, dude. And
it'd be like a day at the beach for me.
Yep.
Yeah, I might have to go check that out. And speaking of checking out, if you decide to see a Cowboys fan and you guys get into it and you need legal representation, make sure you call our guy David R. Cherry for workers' compensation, motor vehicle, accidents, personal injury, and criminal law. Make sure you give our boy Dave Cherry a call at 610-565-0300.
And for you guys, look, Philly sports trips. Listen, I know a lot of you guys. I know a lot of people are heading up to New York today, and I'm hearing it's like I said. I keep on hearing great stories about Philly sports trips. Guys, go to Chicago. Hook up yourself a Christmas gift. Head out to Chicago today. Book it today, and go out there. Have a good time, man. It's always a good time with PhillySportsTrips.com. You can catch someone here from the edge of Philly Sports Trips.
You never know.
You never know. You never know who's going out.
And you know what, guys? Also, I've been telling people, if you're like, all right, this is impossible. It's Christmas time. I'm not going to be able to go at this point. Go on their website. They got a February trip going to Brooklyn to watch the Sixers take on the Nets. The Phillies-Yankees bus trip has already been set. Spring training. There's a lot of trips out there. Some are local and quick and easy that you can afford if you don't have a ton of money or don't have a whole couple days to take off from work. Or you can make a great trip and head out to the destination.
And I wanted to tack on what we were just saying. Listen, I'm going to go up there for my birthday for the Sixers and Brooklyn game. So if guys want to hang out with me, it's a good time, man. So listen, I'm hearing about the food. I'm hearing about everything about the sports trips. According to you guys, I want to see if I find
business.
They're going to have to change the food policy after the Gobbler gets there.
Wait for the Gobbler to get on board. And speaking of next year, you Union fans, if you guys want to go check it out, also. I mean, I've been
talking with the official sports trip for the Philadelphia Union.
So I've been talking with Austin and Gus. They're talking about getting on the bus trip for a Union game.
Listen, I'm interested in that Yankees series. I didn't know that the Phillies opened up with the Yankees this year.
Is it open?
Open up
yeah, well, their home opener is the 6th, and they put that game that we have on Philly Sports Trips is the 3rd.
Okay.
So I would imagine because it's either the first series or the second series, but
because I believe the first series they got to go with Texas.
Remember, they're playing every team in the MLB.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna look and see what happens. I'm gonna see if they go to Boston this year.
And you know what? If you're ever talking about Christmas time and great places, great way to get great presents. Sherry's Ticket Town, Sherry'sTickets.com. Save 10% by using the promo code EOP10. Let me tell you something. Forget the rest. You're going to go check out and get $150 slap on at the end. Not at Sherry's Tickets. You go to Sherry'sTickets.com. The price you see on the page is the price you're going to pay. No hidden fees. And it's a better price. And you get additional 10% off by you using EOP10. So if you haven't used it yet, go back, and use it.
So
Yeah.
listen, we could talk about this Flowers nonsense all day long.
Yeah,
but
can we
let's
put
not-
it to bed?
listen.
One last thing, because Matty B saying, don't forget. Matt. One thing I'd
Yes.
ask. Matt does our post game show for the Clearly Eyes.
And he does awesome
He does
job.
an amazing job. And here's my thing right now: the Clearly Eyes job has to be like doing 14 Phillies post games, good or bad, because he has to pull content out of that schlock that you watch.
How does he not have like some drinks and Advil, stuff for you just to get through that program? No, but my man Matty Ice. I mean,
Matty Ice, see, look.
Yeah, but look, Matt does a great job. Of covering the team.
I
So,
top 6 teams right now: Eagles, Cowboys,
Chiefs,
Dolphins,
Bills, Saints. That's awesome.
that's great.
That's great, Paul.
Yeah. So listen, man. We can sit here and debate this all day long, but listen, this past week has been great for some Phillies talk. How about it? How about the Mets try and get smart and say, you know what? I just saw Justin Verlander mow this Phillies team down in the World Series. So
did you? I must have missed that one.
So, but here again, if Justin Verlander goes to the Mets, so guess what?
Oh, great! Wait,
hold on. Can we back that truck up?
Yeah.
What point did Justin Verlander mow us down?
Well, in the World Series, he did it. He mowed us down. And
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Yes, he did.
We beat him the first time
game.
after they were down
5-0.
And the second time they kept stride with him. He didn't
like mow them down.
No,
he got the win in was it game 5?
Yeah,
he got the win in game 5, but he didn't mow them down. Like,
yeah.
dude,
It was like
they
kept them on
chased
their
them.
yeah. They
It
kept
was like
they kept them on their heels, but it's just the Phillies' bats were cold as ice.
Yeah, the Phillies bats were cold that second time around, but the first game they knocked them around for 5 runs. They chased him out of the game. He got a no decision. Well, sooner or later, he was going to get a win in the World Series.
Right.
It just happened to be against us. And I'm really, so you're worried about?
No,
are you worried about?
I love the fact that Verlander's here. I love it.
So do I. You got Max Scherzer
They're
and
paying him $40-some million for the next 2 years each a piece, not just in 2 years. He's getting $40
and Bobby
million.
Bonilla is still getting paid.
So again, they bring in the Mets decide they want to get smart, bring him in, but however, our Phillies management brings in Justin Turner. They bring in
Justin.
No, not Justin Turner. Trey Turner. I'm
Trey
sorry.
Turner.
Yeah.
Wait, dude, you need some coffee?
Yeah.
Like I was up till 3 o'clock this morning, but
Dude,
I mean, obviously you need
I've been
coffee.
up since 7 o'clock last night, bro.
Look, it's not just Trey Turner. All the moves they made. What was the one?
Strom, I love that pickup of Strom.
But what was the one thing that they all had in common? What
They
they
were all-
said. They all saw us
In October.
Yeah.
in
Yes.
October. They saw us in early November. They saw Citizens Bank rocking, setting off decibel machine. Like people think there's earthquakes going on because of how loud that place got. Everybody wants to be here now. We actually
Become a
Bryce
destination
Harper-
again.
Yeah, listen. When you look like you're about to win, everybody saw that this Phillies team was not the best team in the playoffs,
No.
but went up against one of the best teams and fell just short. Knowing that, okay, well then I can go in there and make a difference, and that is beautiful.
It is beautiful. This is a landing spot.
Yep, and you know what? And that's something you're seeing that around the league.
Yeah,
now,
I
too.
saw that too, Paul.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I
I don't know how to feel about that.
you know what? The thing I think about Japanese pitchers, some of them, if you take a look, remember when Hideo Nomo was like beating everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Al, you remember Hideo Nomo when he was beating everybody?
Yeah.
Dude, he literally beat everybody around the National League, right? His first time against the Phillies, he pitched against Jeff Juden.
Mhm.
I was at the game. Jeff Juden hit a grand slam off of Hideo Nomo, and they chased him out of the second inning.
So I want to go back to Joe's question here. It says, do you think the Phillies improve the pen next?
Or the
I do.
bench bat. I think it's depend. I mean, the bench bat they already kind of have for the most part.
Yeah, they just signed another guy.
And
from
you still got Verlander, or you still got
Sosa.
Veerling.
You got Veerling, you got
Veerling,
Sosa.
I mean, not much that Veerling or Sosa's a bat as much, but I think you have to go to the pen. I mean, they lost a couple guys.
You think Reese gets traded?
One
Can only hope.
I would like to.
One can only hope he gets out of here. I'm in the same bed with you, Mike. Went to bed at 3:30 in the morning. Was up at 8 to make work. Yeah, good. Look, good job, Austin.
And damn, is his wrist tired? No.
Yes. Someone's beating that pickle. But look, man.
That's why your hands haven't been moving all show.
Yeah,
Thank God.
mine the worst. What's up? But
Boston
anyway,
has they overtaken the Braves. I don't know with that because Braves got a lot of young pitchers.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, the NL East is going to be disgusting.
yes.
Outside of an implosion, the top 3 teams. I mean, I can't hear somebody go, oh well, the Phillies or the Mets or the Braves are going to dominate their way through.
You don't know.
No, it's
the unknown.
This will be a dance. It'll
I'll tell
be
you
a
what,
dance.
don't sleep on the Marlins either. Marlins got some young talent.
I will sleep on the Nats though.
I will
sleep all day on them.
Chris said it's the success of the Phillies and Bryce Harper. Harper is now recruiting players as well.
Yeah.
I think so too. Yeah, I mean,
I totally agree.
Listen, I'm going to be. I said that. I kind of prefaced that. Yes, the Harper magnet.
Well, I mean, him and Turner are boys too. I mean, but
says,
if you take a look though, he's been getting his boys signed here. You know what I mean?
And that's why Chris brought up a good point. He's a landing spot. We want to come play with Bryce. He's the locker room leader of this team. And again, if he goes down, like you saw this summer, if he goes down, guys are willing to step up.
I think with Turner being here too, you can actually move. He can be your leadoff guy. I don't think it's set in stone now that Schwarber's going to be the leadoff guy. I would love to drop Schwarber back down the middle lineup.
And again, you and I had this conversation all summer long. We want him down in that line.
I want him driving. Like if he's going to hit 40 bombs, I'd rather have guys in front of him more.
I think if he gets traded, it's going to be sometime at the trade deadline. Not
Reese, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't think he gets moved. I think what my buddy Mike.
I think he does because he's on his last year. I don't see them re-signing him. I don't see him picking up defense between now and then.
No, I don't.
I see him being Reese. And hopefully he's hot when the trade deadline is going, and somebody needs a good DH bat to help bolster their way through the through maybe a playoff.
Well,
run.
Joe brings up a point here. Said Reese has more value here than his trade value is, and I think he's right.
Look at Matty B just selling himself first to clear the ice, and now we'll get the Fighting's final.
Matty B is the hardest working guy at EOP.
Yes, he is.
Oh man,
yes,
he is the Energizer Bunny.
Absolutely.
He is, man.
We'll keep our eyes on the clock, guys. We got a couple minutes here to the quarter of, so hopefully you'll have your special guest coming on soon.
Listen, but getting back to what the Phillies have done too, like they're still not out of the mix yet. Like there's I don't know if you guys read. I read an article last night that the asking price for Rendon has come down.
Yeah, I kind of found that weird. I thought he was just waiting to set the market.
Yeah, I think he was too, but like his asking price has come down, and it's actually like right in the Phillies.
I'm not
range.
off that happening coming.
I'm not. You don't think that'll happen?
No, I'm not off the fact that could
happen. That's what I'm saying. Like, can you imagine though if they sign him? Like, now you got. Whew.
Yeah, so here goes our man coloring. He says, so the Phillies just need one more bullpen piece, right? Or maybe they'll bring back Thor for a cheap.
Not if they can get Rendon. If they can get Rendon, or Rodon, whatever his name, however you pronounce it, Rodon. If they can get him.
Rodon.
Rodon.
And if you need a bullpen game, Thor's not bad to have around. Again, he'll give you a solid 3.
I think the Phillies are going to be all right in the pen. How about the Mets taking Dave Roberts? Like, what did they see?
Let them have him.
I'm like, okay. Well, I guess he'll be the setup guy for the trumpet dude.
Rodon is going to go to the Yankees. I mean, Joe probably wouldn't be the craziest thing I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Like the article I read yesterday, he said the Phillies he's still in on the Phillies. But like I said, I just thought it was weird he dropped his price down.
Hey, listen, do what you can to get him over here. You know what I'm saying?
I like the pickup though. They said that Strome guy from Boston. They said that was a sneaky good pickup for the Phillies pen. I mean, he's got to be better than Brad Hand. Brad Hand, I couldn't wait for him to get out.
And just to quote his tweet, he just said the same thing. So anyway, listen. Listen, we can sit here and talk to Phillies all-season moves all day, but listen, my good buddy, the man, my MD, the guy who I looked into in this business, my man, Mikey Miss. Mikey Miss, what's going on, brother?
Good morning, guys. What's up?
Morning, Mike.
Mike. So listen, Mike, we got a little bit of a Giants Eagles rivalry going on today. Listen, you and I could go back to the Buddy Ryan versus Bill Parcells days. We could go back to the Miracle Maryland's 1-2. If you want, you could go back to the Jake Elliott field goal from 63 yards away. I mean, we could go. I know you go a little further than I can, but Mike, so we can break this down every which way possible. How do you see this game playing out? Do you see this could possibly be a trap game for the Birds? Because you have to throw out all the records and all that other stuff. How do you see this playing out today?
There's no rivalry. Come on, man. No rivalry today with this team.
Hey.
The Eagles are so much better than this team. It would be like I can't see a way where the Giants can win this game, and here's the reason why. they're a team that has to get ahead and then grind you out with successful running game. Or the quarterback has to make like some great plays out of the pocket and run for like 75 yards. Other than that, there's not much they can do. They don't have great receivers that are going to burn them. So if they're not running the football, and I think the Eagles have proven, although at times they don't stop the run, I think that they proved against Derrick Henry that when they want to stop the run, they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't think, the Giants had a little flurry early, but they've kind of resorted to what they are. They're an okay team. They're not as good. They're not good enough to beat the Eagles in this spot, even though it's a home game and even though there's this so-called rivalry.
Hey, Mike, this is Mike also. I just wanted to ask you a question. Do you think that this defensive line would be able to take advantage of that weak middle of the Giants' offensive line? They got two pretty good stud tackles, young stud tackles, but I feel like they're vulnerable up the middle. Do you think the rotation?
Here's what the Giants do. They can rush the quarterback. They blitz more than anybody in the league. So the Eagles are going to face that. And, Jalen Hurts, the last time he played in this stadium, but he's such a different quarterback now that I don't even see where blitzes can get to him because he's been savvy enough to get out of there to avoid blitzes. But that's really all the Giants would have. And, it's funny because the Eagles, they've turned into this team, and I've never seen a team like this where they just attack the other team's weakness. We've seen Eagle teams in the past be better than their opponent, but somehow they lay an egg. This team is not an egg layer. Against the Green Bay Packers the other day or the other week, they realized that they had to stop the pass, and they did. And against the Tennessee Titans, they had to stop the run, and they did that. But they also knew that they could run on a team and pass on a team, and they take advantage of the weaknesses. And the Giants can't really cover. So if you avoid their blitz, they're going to take advantage of running the football against them. They're 26th in the league, and also passing because the secondary is not that great.
No, not at all, Mike. I mean, that's what, like I said, if you force them to go one, you're obviously going to do your best to shut down that run game. You force them to go one-dimensional and throw in a rock, and the Eagles will make their adjustments. You got, putting their best coverages on. The Giants can have a long day at their home. I just know, the Giants are 4-2-1 at home. They, like you said, they've been playing okay ball, but they haven't seen anything like this Eagles team, and which could be a long day for them up in New Jersey.
Yeah, the Eagles are so much better right now than anybody in the conference. That I don't see where they can slip. That Commanders game was an aberration because the Commanders did the exact thing that you have to do because the Eagles allowed them to do it. They controlled the ball with the running game. They kept the Eagles off the field. They converted short third downs. They converted like 12 to 21 third downs in that game because they were manageable third downs. And then the quarterback ran for a couple of first downs. The Giants, I don't think can do that. They can't control the football like that. And the Eagles learned a major lesson from that Washington game. So I don't think it's the one thing this team is it's consistently good. And we haven't seen teams like that before. We've seen teams that could have a slippage. This team doesn't.
Hey, Mike, Al, real quick, a lot of people on the messenger here want to know, what are your feelings if Saquon plays, and does it make a difference?
Well, listen, he's a great back. But, again, the Eagles have been able to – the Derrick Henry thing is a really good comparison. They weren't going to let Derrick Henry beat him. And they did focus on that a little bit. They do use a four-man front a lot because he likes doing that. But when they use a five-man front or they stuck the safety in a box, they really did control what the Tennessee Titans were planning to do with the running game. And unless Saquon gets some wheel routes out of the backfield or passes in space that he turns into big yards, I just don't think the running game straight on is going to be able to beat the Eagles.
Yeah, Mike, this is Mike again. Do you think Nakobe Dean gets more playing time today after what he showed a week ago?
Well, the thing about that, Mike, is that he's behind a couple of guys that are playing well. I mean, Kazir White's playing well. T.J. Edwards has been probably the most underrated player all year. So, if some guy gets banged up and they stick him in the rotation, yeah, that's good. He also played in kind of like a late part of that game and he did play on special teams and make a help. You might see a little more. They might trust him a little more. They haven't really trusted him to this point 100%, but also because they haven't had to worry about their other linebackers and their linebacker play.
Right.
Right. And so, Mike, like I said, I'm with you. Even last week, even with all the calls against the Birds, it's still they laid a beat down on this Titans team that was coming in 7-4, looking to make a statement in the AFC, letting people know. But no, the Eagles just adapted and just laid them a beat. Like you said, making the Tennessee Titans go one dimensional by shutting down the run game, and that's where they struggled, and that's where a lot of teams are going to struggle with Birds, and that's where Eagles will make their adjustments and make you force the fumble and make you throw mistakes, and that's what the Eagles are capable of doing. I don't see a hiccup anywhere, and even in that Commanders game, everyone we blame the officials, and look, it was just one off night, and it's not like we're not panicking here. I mean, this is a solid football team all around. Like you said, the only scary part is we know Jalen's had a little bit of a struggle up there, in his previous years, but this, like you said, he's just a different team all around. And to my partner Mike here, I got he's the mechanics on this guy, and he called it was going to change, and he was going to turn his game around, and he has, and it's he's got pinpoint accuracy, in tight spots, and all that stuff. So the team is very, very good. I mean, he's very good. I mean, I haven't seen a quarterback like him before. He's got the legs, he's got the arm, he's got everything you want in a quarterback. And Mike, I watched your post game before. I mean, it's foolish that we've cried for Carson Wentz to still be here, and this guy, it's different. One guy's falling from face of the earth, and the other guy is just a premier. Everyone's calling for MVP already.
Yeah, well, Pat, it wasn't really expected. This is really if you look at the numbers, he's in the top 5 categories in the top 5 in 5 different categories, and so I started thinking about this. I've been covering sports for a long time. I can't think of a guy who made this kind of progression from one step to the other. Like coming into the season, there were still questions about whether his abilities, and now he's an MVP candidate. I can't think of anybody who's made that much of a leap from one spot to the other in Philly sports history. And I've been trying to think about it, and I can't come up with anybody.
And Mike, this is where I got to ask you my next question, and it's it's been boggling my brain a little bit. But has he become the face of Philadelphia sports right now? I know we talked about MVP. I mean, Embiid being the guy or Bryce Harper. I think he may have taken over the both of them. And I'm just looking at play, how hot he's been playing as of late. But I mean, I can't, I just because of the way he's been turning around the game, and he's been so dominant, like you said, in all 5 categories. I mean, to you, has he become the face of Philadelphia sports right now?
Not yet, not yet. Listen, this is a leap year, so when you're talking about guys like Bryce Harper or even Trey Turner, these guys have done it for an extended period of time to earn that kind of a status. But if he wins the Super Bowl, obviously. Now, are they good enough to win the Super Bowl? I don't know. They're going to get the number 1 seed here. Let's look at the schedule. The game next week, but they should handle this team. I can't imagine that they won't handle this team and win this game by a couple touchdowns. The game next week, by all measures, should be a trap game, but the Bears stink. So that's not going to be a trap game because
they ain't got nobody
on deck, the Dallas Cowboys. So when you get to the Cowboys, I don't think they're going to end the season with 1 loss. If there's ever going to be a loss, it would probably be that game against the Cowboys, the 3rd straight game on the road. The dynamic for that is bad in general. But I don't think these 2 games next up are going to be any problem.
No, I do not want a loss to the Cowboys. No.
Not on Christmas.
Rip their hearts out. No, send them a message right now. No, I do not want a loss to the Cowboys. I don't want to hear those fans because then you give those fans hope that they think that they're really going to beat us. No.
Mike, I might not want Bacala.
Listen, I get that, but the realistic part is, can this team really finish 16-1?
Yeah.
I guess they can, but I can't expect them to finish 16-1. I have to allow for a loss somewhere along the line. I actually thought the Tennessee game was going to be that one, but it didn't turn out to be.
I think the Giants will be that game. Maybe they lose again. Not this one. The end of the season
17?
Because we might have nothing to play for, and it might work out in their favor. They might be playing for their playoff life right there.
So, I don't see it. I just don't see that. I don't think this team's good enough. I really don't.
No, but so my question is, so if the Giants, if it's a tight game on Christmas, Christmas Eve, the Cowboys just beat us by, you just say a field goal, whatever. Now, if just looking down the road, if it gets down to the NFC East championship game, the boys versus the birds, are you little? Should I go get a dog? Or are you like, nah? We should be able to take it.
I don't know if that's going to happen, Pat, because if you look at the schedule in the playoffs, the Eagles get to bye. The first game they're likely to play is against Dallas. So it wouldn't be the NFC Championship game. It would be the first game in the playoffs.
Right. And
does that scare you? I mean, it's a home game. The Eagles will be rested. They're coming off a bye. But Dallas, if you look at it now, Dallas is the team they would play in the first game.
Yeah, and I keep on, like I said, if any team in the NFC, that's the team that scares me. That's the only team that that's
buy a dog, Pat. I'm not scared of the Cowboys.
I'm just afraid.
They're good, but no, they're not as good as the Eagles. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like I said, I see the Eagles if they do lose a game. I see them losing the last game. I think that we have the Saints number at home. The Saints don't look good when they come up here, especially out of that dome. Chicago is what they are, and I'm sorry. To me, Dallas showed me when both teams were healthy, and Lane Johnson didn't get moved out of the game. The Eagles were running the ball down their throat and moving the ball at will on them. I don't see Dallas really being. I think the Eagles actually exposed that defense. They showed teams how to neutralize Michael Parsons.
Listen, they had a different quarterback then too, and it's a home game. And I know we love to disrespect the Cowboys and hate them, but that's going to be a tough game for the Eagles to win in Dallas.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. So, like I said, if they lose the Cowboys on Christmas, I don't know if I can eat the rest of my bacalao that night. So,
hey, Mike, one thing, I as a guy who watches your post game a lot, tell Dr. Grossinger I said hi. I actually work with him.
Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah, we call him in for the big stuff.
Yeah, I've known him and Joe Kraus for a long time.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah,
those guys are cool.
Yep.
So Mike, before we gotta let you go, Mike. Again, looking at this rivalry, what's the moment that you stand at, and what New York Giant player that you hated for of all time? What one did you just like to see in a bar afterwards and just you want to scrap with or something? You know what I mean? So who is this?
Well, there aren't as many with the Giants as the Cowboys. But obviously, listen, the punt returns against them stand out, and Deshaun Jackson in 2012 is like an ultimate moment. Guys, I hate it. I used to hate that Phil McConkey. Remember that guy, the little wide receiver? It's probably before your time, right?
I remember Phil McConkey. I remember him.
And I hated Bavaro because he was good and he never said a word.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I mean, if I had to look at like my favorite moment, obviously said, and it just to me is I know it sounds cheesy, but it's that Jake Elliott field goal kick because that set the Birds on the way that they're Super Bowl, and the Giants went 0-3 that year, and they were complete trash. And then we wound up going that miracle Super Bowl run because I remember the 4th and 8, the crazy dumb Doug Pearson calls, and we were questioning Doug Pearson, but that field goal is what kind of bailed them out, and they would just went on a crazy run after that.
Dude, did you just give me a kicker?
I know you ain't a fan of kickers.
You didn't get kickers your moment? What?
No, it's one of my top.
What can I? Hey, Mikey Mick, what can I tell you? Yo, listen, your boy is very special over here. I got to deal with him on a weekly basis. He is special. But mine,
yeah, kicker.
Yeah.
Dude, of all the guys you could pick, there's like Eli face you could have gone with.
Oh man, I know.
I always couldn't stand Tiki Barber. Drove me nuts. There's a Giant that if I could scrap with and hold my own, I would.
I mean, if you're going, I could go Jeremy Shockey too. You know what I mean?
Man, you guys are doing a lot. Man, know who killed me the most? I couldn't stand him was Dave Meggett. Always seemed to get a good return against the Eagles. Always. But dude, my favorite memory.
Yeah, Shockey's a good one though.
Yeah, Shockey is a good one. My favorite memory, believe it or not, I was at the Monday night game. It was the Eagles' first Monday night game in 8 years. They played the Giants. Carl Banks hit Randall Cunningham, and he looked like a rubber band dude. He just bounced back and hit Jimmy Giles for a touchdown. I was at the vet. I was at the vet for that game, and that's one of my biggest memories for them.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good moment. That might be number one.
Yeah. Well, look, Mike, I appreciate taking a few minutes to hop on with us. Brother, you're always welcome to hop on. But guys, check out Mikey Miss on his podcast. I believe you brought it every Tuesday, right? I mean, good stuff. He has great guests on.
I do it every Monday now after an Eagles game, and then we do another one Thursday. So we do 2 weeks. It just surged up to 16th nationally.
Nice.
Wow. Podcast. Yeah, on Apple iTunes. So it's getting a lot of good steam.
Oh, Mike, I listen to it all the time. It's always good stuff. So guys are out there, man. Go check them out. Great plugs.
And don't forget the Jacob Media post.
Yeah, Jacob Media post game with him, D-Gun, and Seth. I love you guys too, watching you guys, because Seth always looks like he's ready to break through the screen and tackle somebody.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we've been. I'm headed right down there now, by the way. There's been a couple of hecklers, and you know how people, when they see a TV screen, they jump around in the background, they try to get their mug on TV.
Yeah.
And this one guy was like almost doing jumping jacks behind us on his set as we were doing the show. And he turned around like he was like going to duck under the ropes and jack this guy up.
Dude, I met Seth, man. That dude still looks like he can still play today, man. He's huge.
He's a monster, man.
Monster.
He really is.
And he's got great knowledge of the game. I know like a lot of people, whenever there's a coaching job open, they always, his name's first to come up everywhere. So
you should watch a game with him, because you know how aggressive he is, and all his defensive coordinators that were aggressive and the blitzing that they all did. He just can't stand the way Gannon plays defense.
I know. Listen, I'm right there with him. I can't stand the way I don't like this passive defense that he plays either. I hated Jim Schwartz too. I thought Jim Schwartz played the most horrible. I was trying to get him out of here the year after they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's the record for MFs uttered in like an hour span when he's watching the game.
Gotta love it.
So, Michael, again, I appreciate the phone call, guys. Check out Mike Mrs. podcast, man. It's booming. It's go check it out.
Called the Mike Missanelli podcast. People go, what's the name of it? It's my name, the Mike Missanelli podcast.
Go check out the Mike Missanelli podcast.
You can get it everywhere. You get it on Apple iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and subscribe to it. It'll come right to you.
And Mike, and anytime you want to hop on and talk some Flyers, talk with me.
No.
Mike knows I'm messing around now.
Mike, thanks for joining us, man. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah, let's talk Flyers. All right, man. I'll
go lots. See you, bud. Oh my gosh. Mike knows I'm messing around with him. Me and Mike mess around on Twitter about that. So listen, man, great info. I love talking football with Mike. You miss.
Mike Kaepernick, the worst Eagles defense. Billy Davis.
Oh my God. What was that? 2000 and
he was here with Chip.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to remember. Yeah, he was
13.
I never met a man. I didn't meet him. Like I never saw a guy on TV that within 30 seconds I knew I wanted to kill him.
Yeah. He was bad.
So. All right, well, listen, everyone. I just want to thank everyone for chiming in. Thank you, Mike Missanelli, for taking a few minutes to, give us, some feed. I know he's on his way down to AC to go do the post game for the Birds, for the Jacob Media. So, guys, go check out Mike Missanelli's podcast, wherever you can listen to it, and on YouTube too. So, guys, thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Al. Thank you, everyone who checked out the show. What's up, buddy?
Prediction.
I'm sorry. My prediction of today, well, after talking with you guys, I'm thinking it's going to be a good old 21-7 win Birds.
Al, what do you got?
I am going to go 28-14.
28-14.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Birds 31-20.
Okay, so we're pretty close.
We're pretty close to score.
We were last week.
Yeah, I was surprised with that. Now, listen, guys. Make sure you guys tune into all of our stuff here on Edge of Philly Sports. We got our there's our schedule right there. So, guys, make sure we got tons of content.
There's a lot of post game shows.
A lot of post games. Yeah. Make sure too 9:00 too. All lacrosse action. Make sure you tune into them guys. Gary,
Muffler Mike, and Sean Slaughter.
Yeah, make sure you guys tune into them, man. And
seven things to watch today with us. That's not including Maddie B. Just put out a Flyers article for Mikey Missed 3. We know how much he loves his Flyers.
Yes, he does. So I mean, again, we have more action on this network here than the Spice Network. That's all I gotta say. I mean,
it's not even around. I'm just trying to remember. Like, would anybody even know what that is if you're not over the age of 35?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So I was hoping that guys in my group would get that joke.
Mm-hmm.
But
anyway, I don't know who drives in his group.
Oh God, here
So-
we go.
But anyway, guys, look, like Mike was just saying, there's tons of content for you every night of the week here on Dev Row Sports and Edge of Philly Sports Network and the Paint Line guys. Guys, there's no reason. Again, it's cloudy, it's getting cold out. No reason to leave the couch with the network. Stuff going on over here.
So,
We good?
yeah,
We
we're good, man.
All right.
We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys next week.